And what I'm going to be teaching you in this video, episode number 8, is trimming wood and cutting smaller size measurements. Okay, we're going to use the power saw. We're going to use the square. We're going to use the pencil. I'm going to have to go get the tape measure again because somehow I managed to forget the tape measure. This is a hammer. We don't need the hammer right now, but it looks good on camera. And it's going to be in the camera whether you want it there or not. First, I want to talk about what we did in episode number 7, okay? So first, in episode number 7, we made this perfect equilateral diamond shape, but I'm going to go over that with the tape measure in 1 second. All right? And I'm sure you're still listening here. We're back again. So this was from episode number 6, okay? This, oh shoot, I don't want to do that. In this episode, we had made a star, okay? That looks pretty good, right? It looks pretty good. We could probably nail it right there if we wanted, and we could put it on both sides of the door. So yeah, this can be used for various different things in different ways. Whether it's a home improvement project, or a school project, or anything you could possibly think of. You know? Anyways, these came out very nice. Now what I want to go back to is kind of some more basic things here. Okay? So here we have the star, the equilateral diamond we made. I sanded that one fully, I just dropped that one, so I'll have to do that. But these are going to be your 2x4 pieces of wood. Okay. Alright, so I went ahead and grabbed that tape measure. You know, I only got 100 of them. But got this one here. Alright, so I'm going to spin you around. We're going to check this out. Alright, this is a tape measure. Now it says lifeguard. Yeah. I like to think that the tape measure is a lifeguard. Anyways, I'm going to take from the 1-inch mark to the 2-inch mark, and I'm just going to show you some of these marks, what they mean, and the increments of the measurement, okay? So here, we got 16 total, right? So this tape measure is broken down to a 1/16 of an inch, okay? The smaller tick right there where the pencil's pointing, that's going to be a 1/16 of an inch, okay? The second one, it gets a little bit longer, okay? That is going to be an 1/8 of an inch. An 1/8 of an inch is 2/16 of an inch. 2 over 16 is what? Do the division. 16 divided by 2 equals 8. 2 divided by 2 equals 1. Okay, let's keep going here and see where we get. So we got the 1/16, an 1/8. That's going to be 3/16, right? Can't divide that down any lower, I don't believe, right? So we call it 3/16. Okay, 3/16 of an inch doesn't get, you can't do the division. You can't go to the math class at school. You can't do it. It's going to be 3/16 of an inch. Okay. The next, over here. Okay. The next mark is a 1/4 inch. Okay, 1/4 inch. Can't divide that, right? 2, 3. This is 5/16. Okay. It's going to get really tricking me here. 3/8 of an inch, 1/2 inch. 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, 8/8 equals 1 inch. 1 to 2. That's 1 inch. Okay. Total 1 inch. See right there, inch. A foot would be 12 inches. Okay. So I hope that you really learned something there about the different increments of a tape measure. Okay. Now the tape measure is a crucial tool when you're making cuts. Okay. Now the smaller the increment, the more precise you're going to be with your cut, but that's not always going to be, there's no right or wrong on this, okay? And what I mean by that is basically, okay, let's say you're cutting a piece of trim, a long piece of trim that's going to go along a wall, okay? You took the measurement and you folded the measurement, the tape measure, into the edge of the wall, okay? And I'll have to show you that in another video so you can better understand. Basically what I'm saying is you did that, you measured it wall to wall. Now the wall is never going to be perfect, okay? We do not live in that type of, this is all hand built. Keyword here, hand built characteristics, okay? And that means accept it, the reality of it, okay? That you're working in a plus or minus increment, okay? That's what other materials and finishing materials are meant and designed for, okay? That is the purpose of them. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you're going around and you're thinking, oh, I'm taking the exact measurement down to the 16th and I'm cutting the piece of wood and it's still not lining up perfect. Is it the saw? Is it me? Is it my tape measure? Is it my pencil? Okay, well, you know what? It might be a mixture of all those things. Could be anything. But the truth is, you have to do it a lot of times. You know, somebody's been doing it for 15, 20 years. They know what they're doing. Okay? Let's see, the more you do it, the more you practice it, the more accuracy you're going to achieve. And that's not to say any one of those particular skills is better than another. It's just knowing, you know, that you could bend this piece of wood before you even work with the piece of material. Is this a pliable material? Does it have a little wiggle room? Can I pry it out on one side to make it tighter to the other connected side? I could go on about this for hours. What I want to teach you right now is taking a 2x4 and cutting some different small sized pieces of wood. Not to show you accuracy, I mean a little bit, I guess, to show you accuracy, but just basically more about control of the power saw. You know, again, this is episode 8, so basically it's going to get more and more intense and the later episodes. But for now, we're learning about our tool, the main tool, a power saw, right? And I'm saying that because, again, you could do just any cut with a power saw. And this is so important because you understand this tool, you grow, you get the next tool. You know, you accumulate tools. It's great when you grow up around this because then you're exposed to every tool. So like for me, at an early age, at around like, I don't know, 9 years old, 10 years old, I knew the name of every tool almost already. So there's like they were already there and I already know what people were doing with them. And you just grow into learning how to use those tools. So let's just make a few cuts here, you know, and we're going to talk more about the increments and the tape measure, you know, again, you know. So like it depends. The accuracy is going to also apply. What are you working with? This is the last point I'm going to make. Then we're going to cut some wood here and have some real fun. But take this, you know, note here, write it down, you know, go get your pen. I'll wait a second. Okay, you got your pen. Write this down, okay? Your accuracy when you take a measurement applies differently depending on what it is you're doing, okay? You have the thickness of the blade. That is one factor. I'm just going to spin the camera. That's a cool airplane up there. Look at that. I don't know how much you can see of it, but it's pretty cool, actually. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got your pen. Okay. So what I'm saying is you're doing trim work. You might want to be a little tighter. Sometimes you want to cut it a little long. The wall has a little bow in it. Having it a 1/16 of an inch long, you say, oh, why'd you cut that 1/8 of an inch long? Well, because I could bend it and make it tighter up against the wall and fit it in up against the next piece around the window. Now it looks better, right? Was it wrong? Did I measure it wrong? No, because it looks better, right? I mean, we just do what is feasible working within certain materials, okay? You can't bend certain materials. Some materials you can. Some materials, they say you can bend them, but it just doesn't make any logical sense to bend them. Anyways, what I'm saying here is, if you're doing trim, you're working with a certain accuracy level. If you're framing, right, you're working with another type of accuracy. This is larger lumber, smaller lumber. It all depends, and it really just applies to experience and working with the material, okay? Here, let's get started on cutting a couple pieces of wood. Okay, so let's get the tape measure out, okay? I'm going to show you, I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch, okay? I'm going to take the tape measure. You could do it however you want to mark it, 1/4, right? But we're going to do it like this, okay? I'm going to scribe it with this. So this is just a 2x4 piece of wood. So don't be afraid, you know, I mean, I don't know why you'd be afraid of it, but okay. I'm going to be using a cordless power saw. Now this is a little bit hard. Oh, I want to rock the boat here. Rock the boat, don't rock the boat. Can't lean on this, I guess. I don't know what I did with this bench. Okay. Just shows how like much experience someone has when they really just throw the bench together, and it's like shaking just when you lean on it, and I could still cut this accurately. Okay. What I'm saying is make sure your bench is secure and not going to move. But for me, I'm making a YouTube video that you can enjoy and learn. Okay, so remember what I said. See the thickness of the blade, right? The thickness of the blade. You see that? We're going to stay to this side of the line, so when we're done making our cut, it will actually be a 1/4 inch. Okay. Let's go ahead and cut this. Now you see how I'm holding the piece of wood, right? I got 4 fingers here. They're away from the blade, you know, a couple inches, about 3 or 4 inches. And I got my thumb on the guard, right? What am I showing you here? Come on, you know it. Total control of the power saw, right? Total control. If this thing was to rock or kick back at me, you know, I want to move this hand away as fast as possible, but you would want, you know, but for me, I'm going to probably grab it, secure it, and take the shock and elevate it that way. It's not going to happen, but just saying. Now you see, now I took my thumb off the guard, right? Because I cut far enough into the piece of wood that the guard can now kind of stay in place on its own. Now I could just finish my cut. Okay. Now here, I'll take the tape measure. I know we'll do the tape measuring after, but it's about a 1/16 of an inch. See, I see the line a little bit, so it's still like a 1/16. And again, I'm just using a cordless saw. You know, really this saw is meant to have that kind of accuracy within a 1/16 of an inch. I wouldn't necessarily, I'd want to use a full-size power saw, have a bigger blade, and have the ability to buzz it up closer to the line. What I'm saying is, I don't know much about the technology of it, but I don't think the RPMs or like the circular of the motion of a portable battery-operated saw with a small blade is the same, you know, that you're going to get out of an actual power cord saw. Let's go ahead and cut this 1/8 of an inch. Now we're cutting it 1/8 of an inch. Okay. If I don't pause and stuff to talk about cutting, it'd probably be better too. So let's go ahead and just make the cut, and I'm not going to talk. I'm going to mark these so you know what's what. Okay. We're going to do 2 more. I'm going to try and get one at a 1/16. Now the wood might break because this is so small. It's actually like the thickness of the pencil tip. That's how small I'm cutting it. So even when I scribe it, it's like 2/16 almost. Yeah, see what I mean? It broke because the wood, it's such a small cut with this type of blade. Okay. It's not a chop saw we're working with, so it actually broke a little. It's still going to be about a 1/16. Okay. And we'll go 1/2 inch just to show you one more. My back is sore. You believe that? I'm making a YouTube. That's how you know you've been doing this for a while. When you're like, your back hurts and all you're doing is just showing somebody something. Okay. Go ahead and mark that 1/2 inch. Okay. Now I'm gonna try to cut for you a 32nd of an inch, but it's probably just gonna flake off like a piece of paper. This will be the final cut, and then we're gonna go over all this. So this tape measure only went to a 16th, so I'm gonna go half. I'm gonna go half of a 16th. That's half of the mark. Again, this is thicker than that, okay? It's gonna just turn to sawdust. Watch. You see, it's really not even a cut. That's how tiny it is. Imagine that. You say, oh, that measure, somebody said like, oh, that cut was a 32nd of an inch off or something. You know, but like you can't even cut that. It's so small. It's like you put it through a shredder. Okay, watch. I'm gonna try to cut that for you. It's okay. We managed to save part of it. Let's go ahead and label that, and then we're gonna check all these out. I'm gonna get the dust off them, right? All right, let's go ahead and get the dust off these pieces of wood. I'm gonna move the power saw out of the way. Okay. Okay. I'll get you close up there. You can see this. 32nd of an inch, 16th of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch, and a 1/2 inch. So these are the 5 pieces of wood that we just cut. Okay, I tried to cut them all different sizes, working with the tape measure and what a typical tape measure comes with. All right, I hope you really enjoy this. I know I am, because this is fun for me, and I hope it's fun for you. So this was the smallest one. Okay, so I'm going to take the tape. I don't know if you can see, if I can try to wrap it around here and show you that it's, you can see it's half of the tick. Okay, let me spin this camera around and show you a little bit better here. There we go. I like this view. Let me just get the fuzzes off there. Okay, try to show you like this. So that's about half, 1/16 of an inch. Okay, look how thin that is. Okay, this was a 1/16 of an inch. If you see it there, it was pretty close. I mean, it's pretty much dead on, actually. All right, let's go to the 1/8 of an inch. Now, as it gets wider, it's a little bit easier with the saw. You see, it's see how close that is? Hope you can see it. Now this one was a 1/4 inch. Okay. You see how good that is? Okay. And then this one was a 1/2 inch. You see how close that is? Alright, so I hope this video is useful. I think this is one of the most useful videos so far going into episode 8, as far as just understanding a tape measure, right? I mean, because getting the tape measure is probably the most important part of starting to build things, I guess. You know, it's very important. I'm just going to set these up for you and show you one more time. Get you another angle. It'd be pretty cool to check this out. Okay, so here you have your, oh, they're out of order here. Sorry about that. Hope you don't care. 32nd of an inch, 16th of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. And we'll look at it from this side. I better do the camera like that, I guess, right? Unless it's going to auto spin. This pretty cool camera. Okay. So yeah, there you go. That's a good view. That really shows you how they get bigger. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I think it is. Anyways, this is the Rocket Ridge Rusty Show. This has been episode 8, and I'm thinking we were talking about understanding increments of a tape measure. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you continue to watch, because these episodes, you digest this once a day. If you get one episode in a day, you know, and if I'm able to keep making more of these, you know, in a year or two, you really could be an expert at these fine details that are pretty much overlooked. You're probably not going to find this too detailed in books and stuff. This is more like lifelong training. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a lot of fun for me. I think I might do the same episode again, just because it was that much fun for me. Like, I really had a blast. Rocket Ridge Rusty Show, episode number 8, Increments of Tape Measure. I hope you have a great day and have a lot of fun with this. And remember to be safe when you practice and do these types of things. Always be safe. Keep your hands away from the, you know, but remember, total control. Thank you.